Hey guys, this is Feeder, and right now I am watching the Defense 3 lower bracket finals. This is Team Liquid versus Fnatic.eu, and this is Game 2 of that best of 3 series. So for those of you who weren't with me for Game 1, the winner of this series will go on to face VP in the grand final of the defense tournament. That is for $10,000 that they will be fighting, and the loser will go to that consolation match and face Team Dignitas there. So let's see, I think we're in the picks and bans, so let me just jump in there and screw around with my broadcast settings. There we go. So the stakes are pretty high right here, and these teams are really, they weren't in the upper bracket. I think Team Liquid went all the way through this, the playoff stage in the lower bracket, so they've really held on to this, and both of these teams will be walking away from this tournament with some sort of cash prize, but obviously $10,000 sounds a lot better than $1,500, especially when you have to split it between 5 people. So anyway, very exciting. Very, very exciting, and I am excited for this game. The last game was very good. For those of you who didn't see it, I don't want to spoil it, so I'm not going to say who won. You can go watch that if you want, and if you don't want, you can, I don't know, maybe I'll put like something you can click on so you can see who won the last one if you want to, but not ruin it for anyone who doesn't want it ruined. Maybe that sounds pretty fair. Alright, so anyway, Fnatic banning out the Neeks Assassin while Team Liquid bans the Wisp. And Wisp been banned out both times. Of course, Neeks did not get banned last time, and he got played to decent effect. Although, obviously, well, it didn't work out that well for the team that picked him. Let me just say that. Not spoiling things is hard. I'm gonna try though. Gyrocopter banned out by Fnatic. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see a first round gyro ban every time. Little nod to Team Liquid's extremely effective use of him earlier in this tournament against, what team was that? Mouse Sports. So really good game that was, and Fnatic just wanting to shut down that entire strategy that Liquid used there with the gyrocopter. Liquid waiting on a second ban from them, wondering if they'll do something like Kodal, some very popular support hero, or something like Batrider. It is going to be Kodal, so Batrider's still in the pool, and he's been getting banned very, very consistently, so one would assume that since he's not been banned, he is likely to get picked up by one or the other of these two teams. He's a grand mid, and he's very, very strong in the early game, as well as having great AoE for team fights later, so very useful hero. Not so great as a carry, not so great as a support, but somewhere in the middle he fits very, very well. So waiting on the first pick now from Fnatic, and can't wait to see what they do. What are you guys gonna do this time? What are you guys gonna do? So it could be Batrider. I wonder if they're discussing right now what they're going to pick. Other support heroes that have been kind of big deal recently. Bane, Shadow Demon. I'm not necessarily thinking those would get first picked, but they're certainly good picks that we might see somewhere on one or the other of the teams this game. And of course, Phantom Lancer and Lifestealer are both still in the pool. Those are carries that are getting picked all over the place and likely to get picked first round due to how good they are and how effectively they've been used in the current meta. Also, I want to see Korok on Storm Spirit if that doesn't get banned, although I doubt he would pick that in the first round. We'll see though. We'll see. Fnatic really taking their time with this one. I don't know if they're arguing it out or just making Liquid wait. Either one, entertaining. There he is, Batrider. So, again, if you don't ban him, you gotta pick him. And Fnatic has to be wondering if Liquid did not choose Batrider as the second ban, was that because they were hoping to get him. So perhaps Batrider did not fit in with the strategy that Fnatic was planning on, but they might have felt like they needed to take him out of the pool. So the hero is that strong. So if you don't know how to play Batrider, go ahead, go to a practice lounge and find out. He's really fun, actually. So the sticky napalms, oh, I'll get back to that. So Lifestealer and Shadow Demon getting picked up by Liquid. Lifestealer almost certainly going to be played as the carry. And what a carry he is. He basically has a built-in BKB, his open wounds, slow, and let the entire team lifesteal on a person. And of course he has an excellent escape slash nuke, which is Infest. And not only is it an escape because he can jump into some creep that your enemies can't kill, like say one of their own creeps that has enough hit points, but also when he jumps out, because it's a nuke and does lots of damage, and because he is Lifestealer, he actually heals himself doing that. So it's just absurd. It's really good. And Shadow Demon, very good against Phantom Lancer, who's very popular right now due to disruption, which creates illusions of the hero disrupted. Of course, if that hero is Phantom Lancer, his illusions can in fact spawn their own illusions. So pretty good. Of course, his Purge isn't so shabby either. He can do some nice harass with the Shadow Poison, so nice hero. Alright, Magnus and Bane gonna get picked up by Fnatic. Looking like some team fight there between Magnus and Batrider. That reverse polarity, always a huge game changer, big deal. And of course Magnus has Shockwave, which is a nuke, and Power, which gives cleave and bonus damage to himself or one of his allies, and Skewer, which is great for positioning. So we'll see how that works. Skewer could go quite well with Batrider's fire, able to push those enemies through that. And Batrider, by the way, has also a Flame Break nuke, which knocks heroes back when he uses it, and Lasso, so quite a bit of Disable too, now that I'm thinking about it. So Teamfight and Disable here on Fnatic. Got the Bane, who is able to shut down two heroes at once, although of course the Fiend's Grip is channeled, so he is able to be stunned out of that, but I see a lot of Disable there and I like it. Gonna pick up Puck on Team Liquid. Almost certainly their mid-hero. I don't think you can do anything else with a Puck, thanks Blatant. He has his Illusory Orb, which is a bit of a nuke. It is also a blink-ish. He can show up where the orb is at any point by pressing the next button over, if I could remember what it is, but I can't. I think it's your D usually, though of course you probably hotkey your stuff to whatever you have. But anyway, he can move around with that. He's got a Silence, which is going to be really nice with heroes like this. And of course, he has the Dream Coil, which holds them in place. Very useful. Hold them in place, then Lifestealer can come over there and eat them, which is what he does. Nature's Prophet ban from Fnatic, and you know, Bulba played him pretty well last game. They did have the Prophet, he gave some good push. He got pretty nasty actually towards the end of the game. He was able to get quite a bit of farm, and I guess they just don't want to see that again. I'm not so sure. Liquid this time not having a huge pushing team, and neither really is Fnatic. So maybe they're wanting to stop that from happening, but it's definitely not a response to some, you know, massive amount of push or them wanting to be able to push. So I'm not so sure about that. Luna gonna get banned out by Team Liquid, and we are still gonna need a carry on Fnatic. Liquid of course has Lifestealer. They could play another one, but they don't need it. They've got a pretty solid carry there, but Fnatic is still in need of a carry, so that's what Liquid will be banning. Fnatic gonna go ahead and ban Clockwork, a very good off-laner and a very strong hero. He is able to cog people in and basically shut them down, and he has the Rocket Flare, which grants vision for 10 seconds of an area and also does damage, so you can pick off heroes anywhere on the map if you know where they are and have good timing, which is amazing. And then of course you get vision of that area for 10 seconds, which is a pretty long time. Waiting for another ban there. Anti-Mage gonna get banned next, and Anti-Mage would have a field day with Shadow Demon and Puck. So good ban there. Puck, little bit of a mana heavy hero. Puck without a mana pool is pretty useless. So Anti-Mage would be a pretty good counter to that. And haven't seen a Lone Druid picked or banned yet. Wondering when that's going to happen and whether it's going to be a pick or a ban. I feel like you can't have a pro Dota game without a Lone Druid. You're basically getting an extra hero out of that bear, so why wouldn't you pick that?
10 seconds remaining.
So you can see I've switched from Mountain Dew to Powerade. And I think Blatant probably brought the Powerade to me so that he wouldn't drink it before it was gone, which is nice.
10 seconds remaining.
Alrighty, come on, Fnatic. One more ban.
5 seconds
One more ban.
remaining.
Let's see another good offlaner. Brood Mom. Okay. By the way, Brood Mother was, I forget which team it was, but she was totally ridiculous in a game with a bounty hunter, which was just shocking. For some reason that they just didn't really send bounty hunter there, didn't track her, didn't ward her, and she got out of control. It was Broodmother against Lifestealer, and not only did she shut down Lifestealer's farm, but also she just farmed herself into a monster. So that was a weird game, and it was just strange picks all around. But the Broodmother ban making a little more sense to me now than it would have in days before I saw that game go off. Waiting on the final ban from Liquid now. Gonna see another carry. Which one will it be? Trying to imagine which carries Fnatic might like to play here. Phantom Lancer still hasn't been banned or picked either. That is unusual. So Void ban, which does leave the Lancer option available. They're gonna do it. Era certainly had a good Phantom Lancer game before. Curious whether he is bored of that and wants something else, or whether they'll just pick it again. 15 seconds here. They do have bonus time.
10 seconds remaining.
Enchantress gonna get picked up. Okay. Okay. Enchantress, good jungler. She can grab some creeps. Good ganker. Because of those creeps. Pretty much in the same way that Shen is a good ganker. Able to use whatever lockdown abilities they might have and jump into the lane and surprise somebody with that. She also has a fantastic slow. Enchant at level 4 is a 50%, very long duration.
10 seconds remaining.
5.5 seconds slow, so that's pretty good. She has an attack slow when you attack her, which is useful for jungling, and of course for not getting right-clicked to death later in the game. She has a heal, which is going to be very nice, I think, in these team fight situations here. And then Impetus, which does pure damage. That's a big deal, and it scales well into the late game. So able to do quite a bit of damage from that Enchantress. And the other deal is, as you move further away from her, it does more damage.
10 seconds remaining.
That is too good, guys. Especially with something like Puck, high mobility.
Remaining.
He might be able to get far away, but if she can get that range, she might be able to finish him off. Lina. Team Liquid picking up a Lina. And these lineups are just getting weird, if you ask me. Lots of magic damage coming from Liquid. I'd want to see a Rubik, except that Fnatic needs a carry at this point. Lina, okay, so getting some nuke there. Some serious nuke. And hopefully Puck can kind of hold people down. Maybe Lina can get a stun off with the light strike array. All kinds of crazy things are going to happen. Bane's, meanwhile, on the other team, going to be disabling people. Alchemist, okay. Going for an early game carry here, Alchemist. And this makes a lot of sense. Why? Because they have Batrider, who is most effective in the early to mid game. And I think Magnus is going to be good for that as well. So we'll see. Alchemist able to farm a lot faster than other carries. Of course, his abilities are spent on making him good at farming. So that means once he gets farmed, he drops off in effectiveness because his abilities aren't really helping him kill things quite as much anymore.
5 seconds
So
remaining.
that is their deal. They're going to try to finish this early. And Liquid responding to that, picking up Tinker. This game is going to be insane. Okay, so Tinker or Puck going to be mid? I imagine it's got to be Tinker, but where does that leave Puck? This is a weird thing. And Lina, another mid hero. All of these heroes could be there. Maybe we'll see a duel with Lifestealer and Lina? That's possible as well. I have no idea. This is just crazy. And then I think we'll see Magnus mid with the off-lane Batrider. We'll probably have Enchantress and Bane off in the jungle and Alchemist farming the safe lane for Fnatic. But for Liquid, I think they'll probably want to put Lina and Shadow Demon with Lifestealer and maybe have Puck or Tinker off lane, one or the other, and the other mid, but this is a weird one.
10 seconds
This
remaining.
is a really weird one. Alright, so while they're selecting their heroes, I'm just going to go ahead and move my little webcam there and make sure that I am on free camera. Yes. And here are the teams. Let's introduce them. Fnatic going to be playing the Radiant side. They have Fly playing Bane. No Tail is on Enchantress. Era will be playing the Alchemist, H4N1 on Magnus, and Trixie on the Batrider. This Weirmelon's going to be carrying their items today. For the Dire side, Team Liquid, IX Mike on the Shadow Demon that he plays so well. Bulba is going to be on the Tinker. We've got TC playing Lifestealer, Korok on the Puck, and finally Fluff on the Lina. Carrying their items will be Cluckles, as he did so bravely last game. So gonna come down here and ward, backing off. Not going to go out into the jungle there, looking for a fight. And Fnatic kind of looking around trying to see if they would be here, but not gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
30 seconds to battle.
Both teams maybe gonna scout this rune, not sure. Certainly Lina and Tinker are waiting nearby, which makes me think that Tinker's gonna play the off lane. We've got Korok here on Puck waiting to block. Oh, and I could have said that. As soon as we see Korok pick up that Puck, we know he is going mid. Bulba will be in the off lane. Almost certainly. You've got to get those levels and farm on Tinker. He needs his not his mana boots, his travel boots to really come into his own on the map here. So TC up top, and looks like No Tail looking around up here, a little bit bold. And Trixie as well. Going mid will actually be Alchemist. Okay, that works too. That does work. A much better creep block there from Korok. Getting those creeps well up onto his side. He'll be able to harass Era pretty nicely. And what do we have here? Magnus and Bane. Okay, so Magnus and Bane gonna be in the farm lane. And Tinker actually got IX Mike here with him. Fluff might have thought of coming there, but is probably gonna change lanes at this point after seeing what the lane lineups here are. And are we gonna see dual lanes with solo mids? No, that can't be right. This is a pro game, not a pub game. You just don't do that in a pro game. Here comes a gank in on Lifestealer. We've got Enchantress with her creep. It's got some stun and dealing some very good damage. No Tail's in trouble. Who's going first? Oh my god, she barely got it. She barely got it. No Tail just able to take out Lifestealer there. And that was close. TC almost had her, but between the creep and Batrider, she was able to get that just barely. Oh my god. That was insane. So Magnus and Tinker, traditionally mid-heroes here, facing off against each other in this bot lane. Although Tinker, I think, is going to move around quite a bit. And my hair keeps getting all over me, sorry. Era taking a lot of harass, by the way, from Korok. And that is just what's going to happen here in this lane. I am not sure that this is the best place where he wants to be. He needs that money, he needs that EXP, and a Puck is going to be so annoying. Here comes IX Mike's trying to save Era, but he won't be able to. Oh, trying to save him. Are we kidding? Trying to kill him. Sorry guys, that was a total slip. Trying to save him, my ass. He killed him. He was instrumental to his death. Disrupting him, creating illusions of him, and killing him. Nice gank by Liquid. Trying to get back what they lost there with that first blood. So anyway, wow. Era not having a good time here at all, and I am not sure why they're running him mid. Alchemist is going to have a pretty hard time farming there, and he needs to. Otherwise he's pretty useless. He is wasted if he does not farm. So Batrider trying, I hope, to keep some harass here on the Lifestealer, but that could be hard to do. He's pretty low on mana, and without going mid and bottling, Batrider does have a lot of trouble keeping the harass up that makes him so good. Why? Why are they running this here? I don't know. Anyway. No matter, I'm sure they have a better idea of what they are doing than I do. For sure. For sure. So aggressive tri-lane. Is this working out? Oh, let's keep an eye on this. Let's get some last hits and denies up, and we can see Puck doing quite well, and so is Magnus. Followed right up by Lifestealer and Batrider, who seem to both be getting plenty of last hits up here in the top lane. So maybe they're sharing. Maybe they made some sort of a deal. I don't think so, but you never know. I'll let you get some if you let me get some. Oh, this is dangerous a bit. Of course he does have rage, so that helps quite a bit. His own little level 4 BKB. BKB that he gets at level 4. He has a lot of stacks, so lots of damage coming from Batrider, and there's the kill. And this is why Batrider is so dangerous. That sticky napalm, once you get to 5 or 6 stacks, the damage that Batrider does is immense. And of course his nuke actually gets amped up as well, though he does not have that. Level 6, by the way. Yikes. It's just ridiculous the amount of damage that he does. So able to just take out a hero like Lifestealer just like that once he has those stacks on. Of course, getting the stacks on is one of the hardest parts, but he has that covered for sure. Alright, what's happening? What's happening? Lots of last hits for Korok. He is keeping this Alchemist down to 12 and 4. He just, oh man, he wants these last hits. And Puck is denying. He is bottling runes. And Fluff and IX Mike are here, thinking about going for this. Let's see, just keep an eye up here on the Batrider, since we know that he is able to jump on Lifestealer from time to time. Era playing this very safe. He knows they're missing. Uh-oh. Oh, Dream Coil goes off, and here comes Puck, Fluff, and IX Mike. Disruption. Puck's silence gonna not hit because of that. Oh no, Fluff going down to Era here. And will they be able to finish this? Maybe, yes. Nice illusory orb by Korok. He was in the trees, so had no ability to dodge. And he's gonna bottle himself back up. Meanwhile, IX Mike is gonna have to go back. How's Bulba doing? Want to keep an eye on him, by the way. Soul Ring, or rush into Soul Ring. Not a bad move on Tinker. Here comes the Repo, right on him. Shockwave and Brain Sap. The stun's gonna go off on Bane from Lena, and Magnus is not gonna be able to finish off the Tinker. Bulba gonna get out of there by the skin of his teeth. Thanks to a very well-placed stun there by Fluff. Korok not wanting to let this go, coming down to gank. And there are 3 heroes here, so they need to do some pretty good stuff if this is going to work. How's things up here? Lifestealer now coming after Batrider, but I'm sure he knows a little better than to jump on him quite the way he did last time. Got to be careful with that Batrider. 3 stacks. Able to put a bit of damage, although Lifestealer's gonna do the smart thing and get out of there. Let those stacks wear off. Kill a couple of jungle creeps, so he's not totally wasting his time. And just let Batrider have a few last hits while he gets rid of those horrible, horrible stacks. Alchemist looks like he's gonna stun himself. I love it when that happens. Only on the other team, though. Don't like that when that happens to me. But it is always amusing. Korok seems to have moved to bot lane at this point. They're gonna let Bulba take mid now and try to get his travel boots going, and he needs that. There is a gank happening bot. Magnus coming in on IX Mike, who has 1 stack, 2 stacks. Oh, he's dead. So dead, so dead. And it looks like Lifestealer could be in trouble, but no, Korok here to save the day. Silence down on Trixie. He is Dream Coiled. Can he get out of this? I don't think so. There go the open wounds, and he's dead. Getting a little bit of harass off on Korok, but not enough. Not enough to save him. H4N1's gonna have to head out of there. My hair is so staticky, I'm sorry. It's driving me crazy. I might have to take the headphones off and put a ponytail or something. Just so I can stop scratching my chin. Alright, Bulba, you need some farm, dude. I want to see those boots of travel. Sometimes I would skip a soul ring and go straight for the boots, but in one of these games where you're getting ganked in the mid, you just need to have that mana. And speaking of ganks in the mid, what's happening here? Enchantress standing up on the hill. She will not be spotted right now. Of course, she does not know, I think, that IX Mike is over there. She'll back off. Let's see. Lifestealer and Batrider still having fun up here. Lifestealer is up on his last hits now. Up to 47. So he has caught up to Puck, who I believe is still... Wait, where did he go? Puck, where'd you go? Puck, come back! He's going up to gank top now. They're sick of that Batrider harassing their Lifestealer, and they're going to try to do something about it. And there is no ward in the woods that would catch them, so looks like they will be able to do this if they like. Here go the open wounds, Dream Coil, Illusory Orb going in. There's the silence, too late to stop from the Firefly, but H4N1 in with the reverse polarity. Trixie in a bit of trouble, but he has his nuke, and Korok and TC are going to have to back off. Fluff got killed for that. Nicely done by H4N1 in there, rescuing lucky Trixie here. Lucky to have a friend like Magnus on his team. No-Tail and Era gonna come in and put some damage on the mid tower. IX Mike coming here, trying to harass them out, and he has teammates joining him. No-Tail got Shadow Poison. Puck just explodes in her face pretty much. And here's Magnus, Bane, and Alchemist, but a little too late to do anything about that. And seeing heroes get picked off in groups all over the place this game. How's Alchemist doing, by the way? Here he's moved into the jungle, which is good. Now that he has his ultimate, he can do that giant, huge attack speed thing that he does. What's it called even? Chemical Rage. So basically he's on drugs, is what I'm getting from that. He gets to go on drugs and kill jungle creeps really, really fast, which is awesome, because then his Goblin's Greed can kick in and he can make lots and lots of money really, really fast. So hopefully that'll be the theme for him, making lots of money as fast as he can. Korok after H4N1 here, and Lifestealer inside there. Magnus in a bit of trouble, but no, Bane can save him. Nightmare the Lifestealer. Enchantress, by the way, watch those impetus. Those do a lot of damage, those impetus spears. So keep an eye on that. Fluff here guarding this tower from Era, who has a stun all warmed up for her. There it goes. Fluff, lots of damage, big stun. Now he's gonna have to back off to avoid hers. And Fnatic's gonna, or Liquid is gonna swing around here to try to stop Era, and he just used his wand, so he should probably get out of there. He has not seen Bulba for a while. Bulba making his money, by the way. He's at 16 and 30, so that should be travel boots pretty soon, assuming he doesn't get ganked, which would be pretty bad. Let's see. My apologies, but this is gonna drive me nuts, so. Okay, nothing too exciting was going on anyway, I promise. So, sorry about that, but it was necessary. Absolutely necessary. Alright, H4N1 going after this bot tower. Gonna put some damage there. Of course, Fluff is there to keep him from just straight up going in. Korok here on Alchemist, and so is Shadow Demon. There goes the disruption. They have a True Sight ward down. Silence. Illusory Orb. Puck's gonna go down. Oh no, he's blinked out, isn't he? Or is he dead? I think he might be dead. Sorry, Puck is dead. And Shadow Demon and Alchemist. Romeo and Juliet here. Gonna kill each other. Well, wait, I think Romeo and Juliet killed themselves for each other, but it's like the same thing. They both died at once. It was very sweet. It was touching. Just touching. There's the travel boots on the Tinker. That's what we like to see. So he will now be all over the map. pushing towers and keeping his towers safe. And Lifestealer working on Armlet, I believe. There we go. Indeed he is. He should have that pretty soon. And pushing the top tower right now. Let's see, what do we have going on here? Not too much. Batrider does have Blink Dagger. Makes him even more effective. He can blink in, lay down the fire, and lasso someone through it. Very good initiator. And then of course you have this giant pile of fire for the enemy team to not walk through if they want to, say they wanted to help the hero that you lassoed, they're gonna have to run through the fire to do it. So it's pretty good. It's not so bad. Korok is waiting here in the woods. Very sneaky. We do have pretty much all of Liquid here at this bot tower. H4N1 thinking he's pushing it. Not sure he wants to stay there. And I don't think he thinks he wants to stay there either. Gotta back up. And the smoke, by the way, is down on these players from Liquid, so Magnus not necessarily seeing that he's got 4 heroes there waiting to kill him.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And oh shoot, the mid tower was gone down to Era and Trixie. They've been dealing with that, while poor Magnus here is getting hunted down under the bot tower. And here comes Korok.
Illusion!
Just waiting for him to come out. This is creepy, and I'm not sure this is a good use of their time, to be honest. Pretty much all of Liquid is here, and Magnus is actually going to port out, so they can... What just happened? Did the, I'm not sure if the Dream Coil did something weird there or what. Anyway, they are going to get this tower, but in the meantime, all of Fnatic gets to go up and push. So they did not get H4N1 out of that, and they really wanted to. Era just farming at this point. Shadow Blade. He does have a Shadow Blade now, that'll help. Super sneaky, he'll get that bonus damage that the Shadow Blade is so good for. And Fnatic pushing top now. So they do need to get a tower down, by the way. They have the mid tower, but another one would be useful, and there it goes. Korok hanging around here in the mid. A little bit dangerous. Era's right here. He does know that the rest of the team is not, at the moment at least. So feeling a little bit bold. And of course, as Puck, one usually does feel pretty bold. He has a lot of little escape moves, but if he gets stunned, he is just going to get stomped on. Anyway, it looks like Fnatic has decided to leave through a safe route, so they're not going to find him up there. And what is happening here item-wise, I'm wondering? Looks like Enchantress has a lot of money and perhaps something going to be coming to her, I hope. I should probably get over to net worth at this point. Let's see what's going on. Alchemist is out farming. He better be, otherwise he is not playing the Alchemist properly.
Healing power.
So he is at the top of that. Tinker and Lifestealer are doing pretty well right below him, as well as Puck. But Magnus and Batrider are doing comparably. So looking pretty even, I think, gold-wise. Radiant definitely has more. And more EXP as well, but it's not so awful. It's more that their heroes with less farm have a lot less farm. The heroes with more farm all are pretty even, except for Alchemist, and again, that is to be expected. So Lifestealer, Armlet and Phase Boots, that is damage and speed, and of course Armlet toggles, which I would call survivability. Armlet toggles, basically the Armlet drains your health when you have it on, but it gives you extra strength. So if you then turn it off, the extra strength goes away and you'll go down to like 1 hit point, assuming you've had it on long enough to drain enough health. But then when you toggle it back on again, suddenly you get that extra strength back and you have more hit points again. So that is the deal with Armlet toggling. Bulba gonna get jumped here, but he does have the rest of his team coming in. What's gonna happen? Enchantress is gonna die there. Puck's still in, gonna take out Bane. Of course, Lifestealer's getting all these kills. Era's in a bit of trouble, trying to run away. Here comes Shadow Demon putting that purge on him. He is slow and he is dead. Finally, H4N1 trying to get out. Lina and Tinker have gone down as well, though. I believe Batrider taking care of that while this was happening. So a lot of death in the past few seconds, and it looks like they may think they want to push this tower. I don't know that they want to do that. Oh, Magnus, reverse polarity, just catching Lifestealer. That's unfortunate. And Trixie getting a lot of damage put on him, gonna try to Firefly himself away, or is he coming on in here, going after IX Mike, who's gonna disrupt himself to save him? Batrider going to get away, and TC toggling down his armlet. He's pretty low. So don't stand in the fire, Bulba. Don't stand in the fire. It's not worth it. Just not worth it. So too bad about that reverse polarity. It really was wasted on Lifestealer in a way. You definitely want to hit more than one hero. And the problem with hitting Lifestealer is that, yeah, you'll stun him for a second, but you can't continue to pile on the spells if he's able to get that rage off before you can stun him again with something else. And then of course he can lifesteal his way back. Oh no. Oh, this is a disgusting combination. The Puck with the lifestealer, able to bounce right into the midst of things, have all those lovely things that Puck can do, like silence and dream coil to hold people there, and then of course you've got lifestealer jumping out on top of you, nuking while this is happening. It's really terrible. Illusion here, coming after Bane. That's all it is. And he knows that the real Lina is up here. Top tower down. And I think this is looking good for Liquid. The combination of Puck and Lifestealer. Something I hadn't really thought about. There are a lot of good Lifestealer combinations. Heroes that are especially nice for him to jump into. Here they go on Korok. Korok is dead. Nothing he can do about that. That, Shadow Blade with the unstable concoction is really where it's at. Of course, you see these alchemist fails where he's not able to get a stun off and ends up stunning and damaging himself. Once you've got that Shadow Blade, you can just walk up to someone, like we just saw with Puck, and there's a stun and there's bonus damage and all this good stuff. And by good stuff, I mean bad stuff for the person you're jumping on. In that case, Korok. So Bulba farming up the Ancients here, and hoping to make himself a little bit of money. H4N1 does have his Blink Dagger again. Oh, so painful that he really only got Lifestealer with that repo up there. They might have done a little bit more otherwise. Gonna stay on Bane here and look at the overall items. Oh, Lifestealer gonna go here for a, oh shoot, I always get this one wrong. You know what? Oh, right, Desolator. That's what this is. I'm sorry. So, I always want to say Monkey King Bar, but it's not. That is a Desolator that he's building there. And that'll be nice armor reduction. Very, very good on Lifestealer, because armor makes your right clicks hit for less, and he wants them to hit for more, so not only can he kill people faster, but he can heal more. Very good thing for him to have. So taking a look at what Liquid is doing, they are farming their jungle, hanging around the mid. They think something is going to happen here, and they have good reason to think so. They have a ward right here, which has probably caught that Fnatic is hanging around the mid, and it probably also caught that they're not so much hanging around the mid anymore. Although Bane and Batrider are kind of hanging back out of sight here. They will see them if they cross or get near the river. And No-Till's just chilling here, waiting to stack these Ancients. Mech up on her, that is good. Did I ever get a look at all of the items? I don't think so. Bulba working probably on a sheepstick with that ultimate orb. And let's see, Korok does have his Blink Dagger. That'll make him much, much more survivable as Puck. When you're Puck, you can of course phase shift, which gives you immunity to everything because you're actually not on the map for a few seconds. And then that in turn allows your Blink Dagger to come off the cooldown that it incurs when someone hits you from the other team when you take damage. So, by the way, once you can interrupt your phase shift by simply blinking out of it. So it's really, really good. Core item on Puck. You have to be crazy or seriously underfarmed to not end up building that on him. Nice word's gonna make sure that Liquid can safely take this little stack of Ancients they have here, and perhaps thinking about roshing. Oh. Bulba hanging around. He also has a Blink Dagger. Blink Dagger great on Tinker for a variety of reasons. One, he should be pretty twitchy. And two, when he's going around and pushing lanes, nice things that you can do are blink into the trees and keep yourself safe when you're porting and rearming and doing all that stuff that Tinker likes to do when he's off pushing lanes, using his travel boots and rearm combination. For those of you that don't know, perhaps a little bit new to Dota, Tinker's ultimate, rearm, resets the cooldown on all of his stuff, which makes him an excellent candidate for a sheep stick and travel boots. Because with travel boots, you can just keep going back to the fountain, keep regenning your mana, refilling your bottle, and whatnot. See, there he goes now. And then he'll just rearm, and that'll reset all of this, and he can just go back to what he was doing as soon as he's healed up his mana. So really, really sick items on Tinker because of that rearm. He also has a nuke, which also resets with rearm, and his creep clearing ability, March of the Machines, which is why he's such a good pusher. So anyway, that is Tinker, one of my favorite heroes. He is really, really fun to play. And once you sort of know what you're supposed to do with him, it's pretty... Of course, there are good Tinkers and bad Tinkers, but you pretty much, once you've got the idea, you can go out and play him and have a great time and do well. So not the worst, I wouldn't say first or second hero, but maybe third or fourth hero that you try if you are new to Dota. Got some aggressive wards coming here from Fnatic. They are smoked and wanting to gank. They want to gank Lifestealer, and then they want to push the top tower, and here comes the lasso. He is disabled, very nice, and he will go down easy to this 5-man gank. And now they will see if they can get their creeps and push, or they'll just push, and I'm not sure. They do have these wards keeping track of what Liquid is doing right now. So very smart wards. Always place the wards before you go to do something that will be most useful for what you're trying to do. So right now they know that either Liquid is smoked and coming after them, or they are not coming after them. And they will see IX Mike here. Gonna stop hitting this tower as they see the heroes gathering here, I think. Maybe go back for their creeps. And we're gonna see a little fight, I hope. Maybe Alchemist's gonna lay down some poison, and I think they will back off. Especially with Lifestealer back up in 4 seconds, no need to stay. They have outstayed their welcome at the top tower. And Lifestealer, in fact, gonna actually port in there. Not sure if he realizes they are long gone. Era, in the meantime, gonna port mid and keep farming, which is what he does best. Does have that Assault Cuirass up. He wants that attack speed that the Hyperstone, which is built into that, gives him. And he's empowered right now too, so he is cleaving and hitting for bonus damage. Gonna snipe that regen rune, fill up his bottle, and go ahead and take these ancients. We do have some smoke here on Liquid, and not sure what they're planning to do with it. Probably gonna go around and take a look. Oh, smoke for Roshan. And there are no true sight wards here, so they should be able to do this. Of course, at some point, Fnatic gonna become suspicious when they don't see them, but they might be able to take it before that happens. Although IX Mike wearing off his smoke here could be spotted by the ward. I think it's too far away, but they're gonna scope this out. Enchantress Creep gonna come in here and see that in fact Roshan is being attacked right now. Bat Rider looking for someone he would like to lasso if he can. Getting those heals from the Enchantress Wisps. Very useful once again. Did unfortunately use up his Firefly. That's going to have a 20-second cooldown now if he wants to lay down that fire again. And of course it also allows him to fly into places where you can't normally go, like over these ledges, for example. Or even over these ledges, or even through the trees. And when he does fly through the trees, he burns them down, which is pretty sweet. Gives vision, and also you just get to set fire to all the trees. I mean, does it need to have another effect? But yes, the vision is very, very good. So kind of hanging here. A little bit of waiting, it feels like. Here we go. Era, No-Tail, and H4N1 going to push the spot tower. But in the mid, we do have Ix, Mike, Fluff, Korok, and TC. And here goes Korok coming after Trixie. Not going to hit him with that illusory orb, unfortunately. But Lifestealer should be able to take care of this. Shadow Demon gonna pull that, and there he goes. So Ix Mike a little bit slowed here, and here comes Magnus. He wishes he could get a reverse polarity off, but unfortunately gonna not. Is he? He's gonna repo just Lifestealer, and then the Fiend's Grip gonna make him an easy kill. And Magnus will take the last hit on that. Ghost Scepter up on Magnus, by the way. Going to give him a little, I don't want to call it an escape, but 4 seconds free of right clicks, which is a big deal when there's, say, a Lifestealer around. Lifestealer loves these big tanky targets, which he can just sup on. Magnus will be able to have 4 seconds in which he will not be food for Lifestealer. Era gonna go for Roche now. They're gonna try to steal this. Liquid's gonna come in, but they might be too late. Up here we've got Tinker and Shadow Demon. Tinker does have a blink. He's going to spot this out, but it's going to be too late. And the Aegis is now up on Era. Very nice play by them, waiting patiently and taking Roshan when they have Lifestealer down. Tinker almost done with his Sheep Stick, by the way. That will give Liquid a helpful bit of disable. 3 bracers on Lena. That hurts. She does need those hit points to survive, but that is not what you want to have to build. You want to have all sorts of nice things, like maybe a scepter on her, or anything but bracers. Straight up hit points. Never a good sign. There is the Desolator on Lifestealer, and forgive me my hesitation earlier. I always want to say Monkey King Bar because it has the 2 javelins, but it's the 2 mithril hammers, and yeah. So anyway, but didn't say anything too out of the pale there. And farming, people are farming right now. So let's, as we're talking about that, check out, see if anything new has popped up in this time. His boots up on Lena. Well, that's better than nothing. H4N1 also going Shadow Blade. That's interesting. Clever, I think. He will be able to walk in and get off a good reverse polarity if they don't have True Sight. Of course, Korok does have the gem, so he has to count on Korok not being there. But the other thing is he does get that bonus damage, and it's a bit of an escape if, again, if he's not caught by the gem. So putting a push now on this mid tower. Fnatic and Era is just eating through that. Look at this attack speed, it's insane, and he has Aegis, so he feels like he can just walk in there if he wants to. And he can, and then he can Shadow Blade away. Not so shabby. And now they're just gonna swing around and push bottom. Rinse and repeat. Oh god, double damage. That is just stupid. So, double damage Alchemist now, coming after the bot tower. And that's pretty terrifying. So he is getting scary, super scary. And this is about what we expect, 30-minute. He's most of the way built up to what he's going to build up to. And he needs to be, because Lifestealer will outcarry him if left alone for too long. Pushing this bottom tower now into the base. Gonna get disrupted by Shadow Demon, and here come those illusions. Not doing much. Enchantress was able to take one over. I believe that's what we just saw there. And that's what that was. So now Fnatic is waiting outside the base here to make a move. And they do have Aegis still on the Alchemist, so this would be the good time to make a push. That is the power of Aegis in a pro game, by the way. It is really difficult to push into a base when the heroes are there defending it, doing a great job, not screwing up. Got all their abilities, just what they need. But with Aegis, with that sort of an extra hero that you get out of that, that is the time to push. See, is Enchantress? Yep, there she goes with another one. Very smart. Enchantress, by the way, good pick against this Oh, here comes Korok out into, what is he doing? And the beautiful reverse polarity by Magnus gonna skewer them out of the base into Batrider's fire, and there they go. I think Alchemist went down, did he? Maybe not. No, he's the one who did the killing. And wow, just wow, he's very low. He will go down, but he does have the Aegis still. They did take that tower, so now they can be going for Rax. Tinker and Lena still down. And here he goes, just putting so much damage on this melee Rax right now. And here's Puck. Oh, he will go down to the Lifestealer. Lifestealer's gonna get gripped, but Bane is gonna have to back off to save his life. And Trixie thinking about doing something, maybe at least gonna lay down some fire. Big nuke. Almost got IX Mike. Korok is gonna be able to bottle himself back up. Batrider hanging around at this point. Puck gonna get out of there before he gets lassoed. Or lasso is on cooldown, but I'm not sure that he knows that. Trixie gonna get out of here at this point. So, melee Rax did survive that. The tower is down, so Liquid is gonna have to deal with keeping their creeps pushing on their own, or pushing the creeps far enough, shall I say, that they can not push on their own, but at least keep the creep equilibrium far enough away. Dangerous situation for them. We still have a tier 1 tower up for Fnatic, and Liquid down to their base at this point. Up here we have Batrider getting jumped by Fluff and Bulba, but of course he has Firefly, which is an excellent escape, allowing him to get away by walking places where they cannot walk. Or walking. I should say riding his beautiful bat. Flying. And he doesn't have the new Batrider set, which is on the one hand sort of disappointing, but on the other hand not my favorite set, so I'm not too upset about that. Do like to see swag on the pros. I like to see swag on anybody. It always, you know, it's neat. It's fun. That's what it's there for. Alright, what are they gonna do? Got a nice big fat stack of Ancients here for Alchemist to farm up. So it looks like that's what he's gonna be doing. And look at this, he does have a Reaver. Maybe going for a heart, that would be pretty sick. And where's Lifestealer? Lifestealer, where are you? Lifestealer! Lifestealer, where are you? There you are. Lifestealer got a lot of money, but nothing new. 2,500 gold. Don't know if he's trying to keep some buyback dollars, or if he's just waiting for something nasty like a Sacred Relic or something big. Maybe he could build a heart. Or something. Honestly, don't really usually see a heart on Lifestealer. So, I don't know what he's gonna do. Oh, this is cool. Medallion of Courage on Shadow Demon. It's, I forget what it's made out of, but it's a lot of supporty items. Things that are useful for you in the early game as a support. And it does give you extra armor and mana regeneration. Sage's Mask I know goes in there just from looking at this. And I think Chainmail maybe? But anyway, reduces your armor and your target's armor. So Shadow Demon, not big game at this point. If he dies in a team fight, it's not the hugest deal ever, but if he's able to reduce, say, Alchemist's armor, then he's doing a good job by doing that. So he might die for it, but worth it if it makes the Alchemist easier to kill. And what are they gonna do? Are they gonna push again? There's his heart. Yes. Heart of gold. Or at least heart that wants gold. That's terrible. I'm sorry. I should never try to make jokes, ever. But that won't stop me. Alright, Puck gonna be going for an Orchid if he can finish one before this game ends. Beautiful. These reverse polarities making up for anything earlier. Oh my god. Double kill, and it's going to Bane, oddly enough. Where'd he go? Puck able to get out of that. Korok barely. Can he get him? Gonna shift out, but he's gonna have to come back. He will blink back. Nope. Dead. Dead, 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 dead. That was Trixie blinking in. Lifestealer gonna get nightmared here. Or gripped, I'm sorry, not nightmared. Blinking out. Bulba gonna get away just barely, and TC buying back. So good thing he saved his money, although I'm not so sure it's gonna help now. Puck down for another 40 seconds, and let's get buybacks up, by the way, just in case. He cannot buy back. That is a problem. And Lena is back now. But I think this might be over. This might be over. We'll see. Here comes it. Team fight, team fight. Era, Sheeped, in trouble. He will go down. His heart couldn't save him there. And now Fly, gonna get Sheeped next. In trouble. Tinker finishing him off. And now Trixie. And Magnus and Enchantress surviving this battle. Gonna have to run back. This will give Liquid an opening to push it back a bit. Can they do something about this? They have not yet given up. Got Tinker, who is able to split push. Well, he has this time that Era is dead.
Regeneration.
The rest of his team gonna push the mid.
Top tower is under attack.
And they are going to do their best here. Only 30 seconds left. Bane is going to come back in like 3 seconds. They're using their Fortify now, just delaying Liquid a little bit. There goes this tower. And are they going to back off? Yes! Roshan not up yet, but they might wait for him. He will be up any second.
Tower is under attack.
And clearing the creeps, by the way. Fluff, basically a full-time job right now. Those Megas are going to be pushing into their base for the rest of the game if they do not keep those cleared out. And of course, Fnatic knows what they're up to. Enchantress going to come after this, and they are going to have to back off and leave. Reaver up now. Oh, it already was up on Lifestealer. I'm sorry. That gives him quite a bit of damage. He is doing a fair amount. Of course, Alchemist doing a fair amount more than Lifestealer. But of course, Alchemist doesn't heal himself when he attacks, as Lifestealer does. No lifesteal on the Alchemist. And he's going to take Roshan. Era going for this very fast, happening very quickly. Batrider scouting out, using his new Flame Break just to scout. Korok coming in, trying to stop this, but it's too late. Era had already picked up Aegis. Korok going to go down. TC will be next. Maybe he can keep himself alive for a bit on H4N1, but no, he's going to get grabbed by Batrider. Era in trouble though. He does have Aegis at this point though, so it doesn't really matter. Bulba will go down. And that's pretty much a wipe. Liquid has Lina left. And not a lot of buyback. No buyback, I think? Oh yeah, they have no buyback. So, Fnatic gonna come into their base now and have some fun with it. Era attacking very fast. Gonna do this. Gonna do this. And I guess if you've watched this far, stop watching now. I'm gonna spoil who won the first game. Looks like Liquid is out into the consolation match where they will be facing Dignitas. Era gonna go on and go for that $10,000 prize. They will face Virtus.Pro, who also performed extremely well in the upper bracket final. There's the GG. GG coming from Liquid, who are still respawning. And there goes the Ancient. So fantastic series. Fnatic gonna move on. Gonna play in the grand final. Can't wait to see that. I will be casting that as well as hopefully the consolation matches. So tune in for those. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I'll let you know when I have posted something. If you liked this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. And of course, if you have any constructive feedback for me, I always appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a good evening. This has been Feeder.